thank you. There's a lot of information. As you can see, I'm trying to kind of rush through it, but it's important that everybody's on the same page, and I'm really hoping that you continue drinking, and drinking as much as you can. So, turmeric, how many of you are on turmeric? Yay, okay. We have some work to do here. We have a lot of work to do here. All right, so the beauty of the supplementation. Do you believe we need supplementation in today's world?
Yes.
Yes. And I'll explain why for those of you who kind of question the aspect. 100 years ago, even 50 years ago, the quality of our soil and the quality of our food was much, much better. When I talk about quality of soil and quality of food, I mean we had a lot more nutrients in our diet, in the food that we consumed. Now we have much less nutrition in every plant. So what about, what about stress levels? Do we have more stress, anxiety, problems, and pollution in today than we had 50 or 100 years ago? So not only is our diet depleted, we also have much more stressful environment and lifestyle than our grandparents did. Would you agree?
Yes.
We live in a very, very compromised, in some ways, environment. It's an exciting environment. It's fascinating. We learn a lot faster. We do a lot more today than we've ever done before. But it's at the expense of drawing many nutrients from our system and trying to deal with all of this exposure. So what's important for us to deal with this environment, it's important that we have nutrient storage. And that means it's important for us to eat the highest quality food possible. So the cleaner the food, the more nutrient density. The cleaner the food, the less the toxicity. And if we use supplements, we can help the body to deal with all of this multiple factors, pollution, stress, anxiety, all of this, chemicals. We have more reserves to take and clean the body and help the body manage with all this stress. So as much as I would like to tell you that, just eat healthy, eat the cleanest you can, and you're going to be just fine, as a practitioner, I see everybody that I see is nutrient deficient. Blood test, urine test, hair test, we always do, whenever we test, every single person is deficient in something. And so when the body is under stress, you know that you're consuming 4 times more nutrients than when the body is in relaxing mode. And you know that your brain consumes, it's 2% body weight, but it consumes 20% of all of your nutrition. So this is a nutrient hog. This machine, this computer, requires more nutrition than any other, per weight, than any other bodily organ. Do we see a lot of stressed people that can't deal with stress, and people that have mental health conditions today? Whether we talk about children with ADD, ADHD, and autism and everything like that, we're talking with people with memory issue, fatigue, high migraines, to dementia, Alzheimer's, or whatever. We have a lot of oxidative stress on our brain and our bodies, and this is the first thing that will tell us something's going on. So when you're period managing stress, you want to make sure that you are supplementing, you're taking the highest quality foods first, always make the most from your food, and then if needed, as applicable, you bring in high quality nutrition. So talking about high quality nutrition, we're going to talk about turmeric. Specifically turmeric that's made by the Japanese manufacturer, Kangen water manufacturer in Nagik, and it's grown in Okinawa, Japan. Okinawa is one of the most beautiful islands on this planet. It's called a blue zone. How many of you know what blue zone is? Few of you. So blue zones are the areas where people have the best longevity, and the environment that essentially promotes the longevity of the body. So this is where we have the centenarians, people that live up to 100 and over 100 years old. In population per capita, they are the best at survival. They have the best longevity. So Okinawa is one of those places. And so this beautiful supplement is grown in those places, is grown in that beautiful island, and we're going to talk about the science of turmeric as a whole. So we have this wonderful substance. Quality is very important. We'll quickly cover that. But why is this so important, and what can this beautiful plant can offer us? So there are over 6,000 studies on this substance alone. There will be no drug that will have even 1/100 of that. So when you go to a doctor and you ask, doctor, what do you think about this substance that I've seen a lot of research, and I've done my online research, and I think it may be helpful for my condition, and the doctor says, oh, this is all quackery, there's not enough research, they're wrong. And they're wrong because they haven't been taught about this. So it's your job to research natural alternatives before you try substances that may cause side effects. So 600 reasons turmeric may be the world's most important herbs. There's fantastic articles that discuss how many organs are benefiting, tissues, and different physiological substances in your body that benefit from this. So it is truly a sacred plant, and it has 175 distinct beneficial physiological effects that we have already witnessed through research, not just hypothetical somebody's opinion. Okay, so it's the beautiful thing about substances, natural substances, as we talked about it, the drugs, they have what? A lot of side effects. They might provide some physiological reaction and a symptom, decreasing, element. But the problem is that they all have side effects. When it comes to turmeric, the thing we need to worry about, or not, is side benefits. So there's lots of co-beneficial factors. You might be taking it for one element, but there's all of this different spectrum of things that it's doing that are kind of beneficial. So it's it's helping on cancers. There's lots of research that multi-drug resistant cancers, radiation-induced damage, it really supports that. So it's fantastic for people that go through radiation, people that are exposed to electromagnetic radiation, people that are exposed to, let's talk about Fukushima radiation, all of that. And we all are suffering today on planet-wide with all of that exposure. Heavy metal detoxification. Turmeric is fantastic. Curcumin specifically, and turmeric is fantastic at detoxing from heavy metals. And that's why, because Alzheimer's is associated with heavy metal toxicity, so that's why we see incredible research that shows that Alzheimer's patients really benefit from taking turmeric. So turmeric versus medication, there's a fantastic article that shows how science confirms turmeric as effective as 14 top medications. So corticosteroids, do we know a lot of people on steroid medication, on different pain medication? We do. So why not try this first? I constantly get incredible results in my practice giving people to try this incredibly made supplement. I got a call from a naturopathic doctor yesterday, and this was a friend of hers taking 5 turmeric pills, got rid of a migraine that she couldn't get rid of other things. So again, there was lots of incredible. I've talked to multiple people who are in molecular medicine and people in medical field at all, and I see phenomenal results at managing inflammation. So Lipitor, I always mispronounce this, the second drug name, but it's a cholesterol medication that is very widely spread. Do we have a lot of people on cholesterol medication today? Yes. It's a $29 billion industry that I will openly say has a lot of fraud in it. You have to understand cholesterol, that your body produces cholesterol for a reason, that your brain is made from cholesterol, and many tissues, most of your tissues require cholesterol. So do your research and understand how cholesterol is important for your body, and lowering it, how many side effects can you have by using this medication. So there are 8 abstracts that show the curcumin is very effective in dealing with this condition. Do some research and maybe give it a try. Prozac and other antidepressants. Again, depression because of because of toxicity and nutrient deficiencies. So again, we are detoxing the brain from heavy metals and we're providing nutrients. So aspirin, blood thinner. Lots of research that shows that the turmeric is a really good blood thinner naturally without side effects. There's a diabetic drug. Really, really important. Turmeric is very successful, curcumin and turmeric is very successful in managing diabetes and helping the body to naturally address the situation. So anti-inflammatory. One thing you need to remember about turmeric, inflammation. Turmeric is very anti-inflammatory. So what does it mean? What is inflammation? Every single disease has inflammation or excess inflammation associated with the disease. Some inflammation, normal, like for example, I cut myself, there's an inflammation there because the body's trying to heal itself. That's a healthy process. But when it's a constantly happening, let's say my arteries are constantly scratched by substances that are not supposed to be in my blood. Let's say I have a leaky gut and I have all these proteins and substances get into my blood and keep scratching it. That will be inflammation that's caused daily. And that's an unhealthy amount of inflammation the body can't deal with. That inflammation will lead to chronic conditions. Okay, chemotherapy drug, 52 abstracts show how phenomenal turmeric and curcumin is at addressing cancers. So do research into that. There's a lot to be said about turmeric, curcumin, and its effect, which is very strong, even on cancers that are multi-drug resistant. So there's lots of research. You can click all these links. I can provide the seminar to those who don't have it yet, but lots of incredible research on and lots of links to play with, to go into scientific research to validate what I'm saying. Okay, traditional use of turmeric. We know that turmeric's been used for thousands of years. In Ayurveda, it's been used in traditional Chinese medicine, and it's been used all around the world. So what's phenomenal about it is been used in food and diet. I highly recommend that you cook with turmeric, that you drink turmeric tea. And we have a fantastic option here too. So we drink turmeric tea, we put it in our diet, so we're creating and we're giving these nutrients and anti-inflammatories and antioxidants into every meal. It's major use in Asian countries, Southeast Asia, India, and multiple different things. I would recommend that you guys also try in opening a peel and apply it on your skin. I've done that multiple times. When you open your medical grade packaging, you can take out the turmeric peel and maybe wet your face with the 5.56 pH and put one of these. Walk around like this for 5 to 10 minutes. You might not want your husband to see it or your wife. And then wash it with a natural soap that doesn't have chemicals. And it's a fantastic turmeric mask, very antioxidant, nutrient-rich mask that you can use a daily routine to keep your skin healthy, to detoxify your skin, to feel more vital and look better. So as a daily supplement, this is a very high-quality made supplement. As I told you guys, it comes from a subtropical, high humidity, high temperatures, long duration of sun exposure. This is very important for turmeric as a plant. High quality sun, long-term sun exposure with high quality soil, very fertile, very well drained. Beautiful island, very clean. It's fertilized. Every time you take away from the soil, you have to give back to it. Would you agree?
Yes.
That's the principle of organic agriculture. If you take away, you do crop rotation, you give back to it, you fertilize it with substances, so the next crop is as vital as the first. And the next one is as vital as the first two. Okay, so we always have to replenish. And so we have to give back to something that therapeutically helps us. And so that's what they use. They have a really beautifully designed fertilizer. And there's lots of phenomenal doctors that speak about the quality of this. The process of the beautiful, how many of you would like to have many supplements that are made with Kangen water? Processed with Kangen water. So the beautiful thing about this is we have this organic rootstock, beautiful rootstock. We use organic fertilizer to make sure that soil is very vital and nutrient dense. We use 108 farmers working there, doing everything by hand. We use this raw material to then process and clean it with the 11 pH water. It's kind of, imagine gardening with all this. So that's what we're having here. Then we use ozone and 2.5 to disinfect this beautiful root and substance raw material. And then we dry it and package it with other elements. It does have oils like borage oil and other incredible oils to provide for bioavailability, because curcumin is fat-soluble nutrient. So there's water-soluble and there are fat-soluble substances. So as a fat-soluble substance, it's really important to have fat in there for highest absorption. So it has the high-quality fats to provide for absorption. And there are two different turmerics used. It has other perilla oil, flaxseed oil, and you guys can look at the packaging and make sure that it meets your standards. I think it will. And again, the packaging is fantastic because it's a medical grade packaging, protecting it from any oxidation. So every time you're popping these, they are fresh. It's not like you've opened a bottle 5 months ago and you're still using it. This is very fresh, very bioavailable, and very protected from oxidation. So this is medical grade on the really highest standard of a supplement and the way it's packaged. I am done. I've been talking so much. I appreciate your attention.